Residents, go in and stay in your houses. Drive the rats in the tank area.
What the fuck is up? Happy pre-July 4th if you're down with that. Not really a big thing for me other than everything's closed and I'm like, fuck, I got nothing to do. But this will be our little pre-party, whatever, hurrah, shurrah, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And hoping everybody out there does have a happy 4th. We got a fucking amazing show tonight. We're going to be covering a topic that I've been dying to discuss on our little show here. Another episode of Tracks of the Damned, and this one is juicy. A lot of study went into this, a lot of research, and yeah. We're going to lay it out for you. I think y'all are going to dig it. Before we get into that, though, we're going to take a quick commercial break to our wonderful brothers at Villain Arts Tattoos. Check it out. And that's right. Not just tattoos, but an entire world of beautiful, dark, underground art, artists, performers. It is one big happy family. Thank you, Kyler, for staying up just for us. We appreciate you so much. Same to you, John. Even though I don't plan on blowing my beard off because that's just not what I do. But at any rate, so we got a topic tonight. But before we get into that, I came across a wonderful YouTube video. And of course, the name of the guy is fucking slipping my mind. So if you guys remember, a few months back, we did an edition on the lore of a band called Sleep Token. And we were like, is it brilliant? Or is it just what it is? I can't even remember how we called it, but we were trying to figure out what's making them so fucking popular all of a sudden. Well, it just got debunked. And guess who was right? Human the Hoof Beast. They literally saw that there are no other metal bands like the famous 80s that were all about the love song. So to make them extra hip, extra cool, they come up with this whole shtick about this ancient god named Sleep to make them have some mysteriousness to them. But guys, this is what it comes down to. They are the Poison of the late 2000s, the 2020s, whatever you want to call it. They are the Poisons, the Motley Crues, the Slaughter, the Warrant. They all in one fucking band. All in one fucking band, because I started going through all the lyrics. I was like, shit, Human Hoofbeast was correct. Everything is about love, whether it's good or bad. It's like, holy shit, there ain't no fucking bands, talking about girls and cars and fucking no more. Well, Guess what? They are. So I wanted to tell you personally, Hoofbeast, that you were correct. So guys out there, if you want to get laid, put some sleep token on, because guaranteed your girl is listening to them. Because this guy, I'll have to send it to you later, Hoofbeast. He broke it down like all the way down to the bare bones of it, because he had the same problem we did, and he's an industry guy, so he kind of had the 411 on this thing. So, yeah, it makes so much fucking sense, doesn't it? Though, everybody out there in Black Flame Land, no other metal band out there right now. It's all extreme metal. It's all, you know, all the shit that we love, right? Well, guess what? They figured it out. No one else is doing this shit. And they cornered the market overnight.
They're fucking tools. They're fucking pop music tools for the moment.
You know, whether you love them or hate them, they dressed it up in a very today's fashion. And they saw, and I'm telling you right now, and I think Hoofbeast said the same thing. They saw the success of Ghost with their very pop, more hard rock sound. Oh, I'm not forgetting about Guns and fucking Posers. Yeah, them too. They cornered the market overnight, guys. They went from playing these teeny tiny little shows and nobody knew any fucking thing about them until this guy's R&B voice starts singing over top of heavy down, 7-string guitars, and throw a very good drummer in there. I gotta say that. I always will. The drummer's really good. I love his fills. He's tasty. But when you break it down, it's a teeny, it's like 1 part metal and then 6,000 tons of pop. So there you go. If everybody out there in Black Flame Land's been wondering what's their secret, that's what the fuck it is right there. Kyler says, the thing is they look cool with the masks and get up, but the music is just why. Because they created it for the female persuasion, those that are into the art of the love song in a mysterious kind of way. We saw the same shit in goth metal, guys.
The Cure.
Yeah, we saw it.
The Cure had so many little ladies, totally wet, totally crazy. Duran Duran did it as well. Motley Crue's Home Sweet Home. I mean, that was a beautiful set that got lifted up.
For sure. And I mean, Poison, every rose has its thorn.
Lawrence,
oh shit. Those were that was the party songs at the time. Cars, money, and getting laid. That's what it was all about. So here comes this guy fucking whining through his words. Beautiful singer, beautiful voice. The guy is definitely talented. I think all the musicians are, but they fucking pulled the wool over everyone's eyes with this shtick of theirs, ripping off Ghost to hide the fact that they're just trying to sing to the ladies.
Mm-hmm. Yep. There's black metal bands that they're trying to rip off too.
Oh yeah, for sure. As a matter of fact, that video that I was talking about, dude said the same thing. He's like, I see some black metal elements there, especially with their stage setup and shit. The bigger they get, I bet you their sets are going to get even more elaborate.
Yep.
So anyway,
as long as it's a gateway drug to get some people into real genuine metal.
For sure. And I mean, like Solitude Eternus or Candlemass, if they can find that through that thick of ass, then that's great. Because I got to tell you, there are plenty of good, clean singers in metal that they would probably enjoy better and have a hell of a lot more to talk about than just relationship problems.
Paul Bear. Just saw them. Holy shit. That's great. He sang really well too. And most importantly, no backing tracks.
which is what we're here to talk about tonight. He says, "Oh, I found a new name for Imagine Dragons. How about Imagine Wagons?" Yes. What's up, JD? I saw you out there in the comments there. Good to have you, brother. So we are here to talk about the conspiracy of bands using backing tracks live. That means they are not giving you them. It is literally you are being fed computer generated stuff through the fucking soundboard when you go and see them. And the biggest one, what's that?
Pre-recorded triggers.
Pre-recorded triggers, or there's some fucking asshole standing in the back, probably making 5-10 grand a night to go. I would be demanding a refund also. Now, we're going to first talk about the first one because I just can't wait to open up a can of whoop ass on these sons of bitches. It's no secret, I think, that Motley Crue is done. Hang it up. Move the fuck over. You guys, other than Mick Mars, love Mick Mars to death. The other three guys can go fucking jump in a lake because they're just fucking trying to get your money. Yep. And they fucking did an entire stadium tour. They made over $100 million off of this fucking tour. Mick Mars just revealed 2 weeks ago that Nikki Sixx never played a single fucking audible note from his bass guitar.
And their fucking bass lines are totally easy, and he plays the fucking bass with a fucking pick. How it doesn't get any. God, he's such a fucking poser.
Guys out in the comment section, please tell me what you think as we go through this. Can you imagine? He's just up there trying to show he's got a big dick or something, rocking out on something that's not even being played. He's got a chord. He's strumming on the thing, but not a motherfucking note came out. Why? Would he have to pantomime? Oh, I don't know. He died, 3 or 4 times in his career?
Mm-hmm.
It's a wonder he can remember his own fucking name. Seriously. Don't even get me started on fucking Vince Neil.
I caught all kinds of shit back in October for criticizing a video that Duff McKagan posted trying to pretend that he's a bass virtuoso. So all he was doing was a pentatonic scale with a pick on a 4-string bass. And so all I wrote, I just made some comment about, like, guys, don't let him fool you. He's not very good on bass. Yes, he had great tone on Appetite for Destruction. That bass tone is really fucking good. However, he's not an elite or special bassist. Oh my God. The PC politically correct crew throughout the world jumped on me and I just spit right back at them. They are talking about. But the reason why I bring this up is at least Duff McKagan plays his fucking bass tracks, I believe, at least. But at least I watched him play. At least he can do a pentatonic scale with a bass. The only thing is he was like, hey man, check this out. And he just does a pentatonic scale. And I'm like, dude, that's fucking easy.
He was probably just happy as shit that he could remember it.
Yeah, really.
Boy, and maybe that's all he remembers. These guys were famous for fucking booze, multiple drugs. You know, we've all known forever that Ozzy can't remember most of the lyrics to any of his songs. He's been doing a telefucking prompter since the 90s, people. The 90s. So for 30 years, he's been doing that. And that's fine. We understand why. And he wasn't fucking shy about it. Yeah. If somebody asked, he told him. He's like, yeah, I can't remember my shit because I was too busy being a party animal for the first 30 fucking years of my career. It's like since the goddamn late 60s, of course, man. His mind is fucking jelly. That's fine. We don't get mad at that. Does he have vocalizers that harmonize with him on stage? Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, he does. So what? He's still singing, though.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get 3 different harmonies out of one person. I understand that. But if you're a young band and you have other guys with you that can sing backups, you don't need that shit.
Right.
Lane Staley and fucking Jerry Cantrell never used a fucking harmonizer for nothing. Didn't have to. Because every night they went out, they fucking did it live. So let's jump into this. You know, Mick Mars, I gotta say, I'm so happy.
Me too.
So happy that he did this because nobody would have known. But everyone was like, you'd see this video pop up here, video pop up there. And there's even a video. And yes, I hate to admit this, but even Tommy Lee has pre-recorded drum parts. He wasn't even behind the kit when they started it.
I know. I saw that too.
I was like, holy shit, somebody caught that. They knew. The fans are smart. Because they're all, you know, our age, for fuck's sake. So we know when we're getting duped or not. You know what I mean? Clear as fucking day. Fucking somebody with their camera phone taking a video of a drum kit with no human being behind it, and then it starts fucking playing itself.
I saw that.
If I was Tommy Lee, I wouldn't even look myself in the mirror. Let's see here. Oh, I love it. John says Motley Crue equals next Milli Vanilli. Currently, I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kyler says, I bet you can feel the difference when the music plays. Yep. Want to know why? Countless numbers of people that have gone to these shows say that they can hear a difference of like just being like maybe a fucking cunt hair off, an eighth note off between what's happening. Because honestly, guys, the only person on that stage that played every fucking note, Mick Mars.
Yep.
And they cut him out because he's got a fucking disease that he's been living with his whole fucking life. They decided to shut him out, take all his rights to anything, and didn't think that they were going to get kicked in the dick.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. What's up, JD? Glad you're back.
Like he was with them for about 40 years.
Yeah. Since the beginning.
Bandmate for 40 fucking years.
Dude, that, and for everybody out there in Black Flame Land, it's like, say you've been working at the same job with this other person the same amount of time. It's no different. Yeah, you're in a band, but it's, you know, it's still your job. It's what you're doing. So that's a long time. And then to just take his fucking rights away, holy shit balls. Well, he dropped the bomb. And then, of course, you know it. Vince Neil can't sing for shit.
Mm-mm.
Hasn't been able to in forever. And Tommy Lee, fucking shame on you.
Yeah,
I know he had a cracked rib or whatever, but hire somebody else that can play her parts.
Yeah, Motley Crue is probably the biggest example of this. Scott Ian, the longtime guitarist for Anthrax, said that every band who uses backing tracks should provide a disclaimer on all of their tickets, just to let people know you're not hearing 100% us. You're hearing us with other things. And then I heard, like, you probably watched Eddie Trunk. Trunk is serious. And so they've had him on YouTube, just his vocals with his picture, him talking about this. And he was maybe one of the first to really call this out. And basically what he's okay with enhancements. So let's say there's a keyboard track and it's at the beginning of a song, and you
Sure.
hire a keyboardist and have them on stage just for that. I'm cool with that. Cattle Decapitation
What's
between
up, Kayla?
Cattle Decapitation plays little instrumental kind of intros that are really creepy and kind of horror based before all their songs, and I have no issue with that. That is an enhancement. Or
Just to just to catch everybody up who's just came in. Appreciate y'all being here. Love you motherfuckers out there. What we're talking about is bands that are now being caught using backing tracks, and they're giving you a pantomime.
mm-hmm. Yep, they're up there just either lip syncing or singing.
And apparently can play drums without having to pick up the sticks. So yeah, he was the first one to really kind of blow this thing open. And then everyone's always, oh, I love Kiss. Kiss is my shit. They've been my shit since I was a little shit. Well, guess the fuck what?
Mm-hmm.
Paul Stanley can't play or sing anymore either.
Mm-hmm.
Or he can sing a little bit, but he's having a hard time.
Yeah, so he has training wheels or somebody holding up his banana seat bike so that he doesn't fall off.
More like riding the banana boat to hell. That's what's going on with that motherfucker. How are you going to sit there and go, oh, no, I still sound great. I still look great. You're damn near 70 and your voice sucks. I don't care how young hipster clothes you throw on to make yourself look like you're young. I don't care if you had a million goddamn, facelifts. Looks like it, like hamburger, actually. And I even went and tested this theory out because Bruce Kulick and Eric Singer, the drummer, and Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons were over in Japan doing some kind of press thing where they had acoustic guitar, acoustic bass, and they were doing a cover song, and Paul went to jump in and sing. It was so fucking flat. I'm like, you guys are embarrassing yourselves, but yet the Japanese are just like, oh, I love you. I'm sitting here going, really? Are you you guys tone deaf over there? You can't tell that the man is having trouble singing, and nobody wants to admit it. Can Gene Simmons still play? Yes, he can. Fucking proved it on an acoustic bass. Same thing with Bruce Kulick. Great fucking guitar player. Mm-hmm. Fantastic. Only one that can't fucking hack it is goddamn lick it up Paul Stanley. Mm-hmm. Go figure. The pretty boy star child of the famous Kiss can't fucking sing anymore. I mean, I feel vindicated for all the shit that I have given that band since I've been on the air.
I mean, for Motley Crue and Kiss, how much more money do they need? Why are they on tour again at this age and at this level of suck?
Exactly. And I'll tell you why. Because they all suck at relationships and end up having to pay ex-wives fucking alimony and however many fucking kids they got running around out there. You didn't think that shit was going to come back to haunt you? And you're going to go out and say, oh, we want to rock one more time? No! You're either having an addition put onto your fucking mansion at the expense of a fan who wants to see you rock out until they find out that you're not rocking out with no cock out because the training wheels are there. Mm-hmm. Personally, that would piss me off. If I know, same with Metallica, absolutely. If you ain't got it no more, hang it the fuck up. Move over and let the big boys fucking take over. Phil, people can say what they want about motherfucking Pantera right now. I don't give a shit. I have been watching the lives. Mm-hmm. Phil fucking has it at 55 years old. he's doing shit that none of these other cats can do. You're telling me you can't hold a tune, but a 55-year-old can still scream like he's 25? The fuck wrong with y'all? Come on, don't buy those tickets. Don't put money in their pockets. We all know why Vince is doing it. You know, he's got so much more beer to drink, and I don't know what else. Probably vats of fucking pizza, and he's got another refrigerator to buy. Because at one point, to be fair, indeed, yeah, that guy looks fucking terrible. He had slimmed down at one point, looked like he was in fit condition. Turns around, he's blown up like a motherfucking beach ball.
Yeah, he looks
like, what the fuck happened to you?
He looks like.
To be fair,
but guys, this is going to blow your minds, literally. So there's a real popular band, and I feel bad about even saying this because my wife is a huge fan of them. And I'm sure some of y'all are fans out there in Black Flame Land. And if you are, that's fine. Keep it to yourself. Don't let me know. There's a band out there that absolutely refused to play a portion of a tour because their laptops got stolen. Why? Because they had all of their backing tracks on it. Guess who that band is? Falling in Reverse. Here you thought they were some badass motherfuckers, and guess what? They can't even play a show if they don't have their laptops. Is that rock? Is that metal? That's fucking suck.
And they have 63 million listeners on their top song on Spotify. 63 million. And when I listened to it, I was like, what is this fucking gimmick new metal shit? Like they're using Eminem in their shit. It's like they're a DJ utilizing other people's shit and pretending that they're musicians and playing a couple of lame ass, easy ass to play, superficial riffs on guitars and trying to headbang past them like there's something special.
They just did a cover of Papa Roach. Are you fucking with? Well, shit. Did they have all their laptops? and I actually moving on into the this part of the Loudwire. It says that the incident turned into a full-on war with their tour mates, if I'm correct on this. Yeah, it was Lizzie Hale of Hailstorm says, I'm not a fan of when I find out my favorite bands do that. Because you feel fucking duped. Me, myself, if I went and spent fucking $100 to $150 on tickets, you know, some of us don't really have it like that. You know what I mean? Just drop fucking big bales of cash to go see these guys. Because anytime you do, it ain't no $55 no more. It's like $100. And then if you're getting two of them, it's almost $200. So it's like, you find that out. It's like, why did I spend my money? I could have just put the fucking record on for free. I don't know. That's how I feel. And also, Megadeth's frontman Dave Mustaine even says it himself. It's cheating.
Mm-hmm.
Fans have literally cried out about this topic that we're talking about, guys. We're talking about the topic of bands who don't perform live as a band without backing tracks. That means you take those backing tracks away, they can't play their fucking songs. Now that is not musicianship. It's not talent. Sure, it's great when you're in the studio and you want to put a little sample here or a sample there. That's fine. I mean, that's understandable. I mean, if you're partially a electronic band, but these bands are marketing themselves as metal bands. Metalcore guys do this too, and don't you think for one fucking second that it doesn't happen. And they wouldn't be able to play their tunes without it.
Mm-hmm.
That is for fucking sure. But there is like, and this part will kill you. I don't know how many Shinedown fans there are out there in Black Flag Land, but you know, they got a very loyal following. This is what Zach Myers of Shinedown had to say about this topic. He is adamant that using backing tracks is not only widespread amongst most bands, but also efficient. So, oh, okay. Really? Just because it's efficient to cheat, that means it's okay? I mean, is that what Shinedown, John? It's they're not really a metal band, they're like a hard rock kind of band.
Butt rock.
Yeah, very much so. Butt rock, yes. If you recall that famous episode we did last time. He even says that 90% of bands do this.
But
90%.
not in the same way that Shinedown uses it. Shinedown uses it in a significant way. I think a lot of bands use it, but maybe they have an intro and they play some sort of pre-recorded track that's on the album. You know, I don't have any issue with that. Eddie Trunk doesn't have any issue with that. A lot of bands don't have any issue with that.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have a keyboardist, you know what I mean? You don't have a keyboard player that you can take on tour with you that can totally do the whole thing by hand. That's understandable. Tell us what you all think out there in Black Flame Land. Let us know.
Well, the one
John says lots of rappers do that to switch songs up, which sucks. Those guys, there's only a handful that use live musicians.
Yeah. So this is the other point that I wanted to bring up, but I do want to talk about Wasp. Maybe let's talk about Wasp, and then let's come back up to pop musicians. Rap is
for sure.
Into the because they're getting fucking torched.
I was mortified when I heard about this.
They're the leaders of these fuckers. So, anyways, Blackie Lawless of Wasp was kind of confronted with this, and his excuse was, well, I heard a recording of us and we didn't sound near as good as we do on the album. And so he said, once I listened to me, it was like I had an epitome and I just couldn't ever go back to sounding not as full or not as good as the album. I'm sorry, that's not a fucking excuse. That's
no
lame. Like, I wanted to see them on the tour when they toured last fall. Not now. I don't care. I don't want to see them now.
Let's pose this question out to the comment section, everybody out there in Black Flame Land. Would you want to go see a band like Wasp, a fucking legendary band from a legendary era, any band that has to go up with cheaters, with fucking backing tracks in order to have themselves sound as good as they did 30 years ago? Don't be afraid to tell us. Don't be afraid at all. Because, man, I'll tell you what, I was watching when I heard that they were going to do that big, 40th anniversary or whatever, and that one of the, like, major fucking underdogs, Wasp, because they were always in trouble with the PMRC and all that shit because of the suggestive lyrics, the covers, all that shit. We actually have a question from JD. He says, would you go see Metallica in concert now? Fuck no. No. Not at all. You know what? There is one motherfucking competent musician in that band. That's their bass player. He can play.
James. Yeah, but he shouldn't have fucking went to Metallica. That was fucking bullshit. I would go and see them if they would only play the first 4 albums. If they would only choose tracks from the first 4 albums. Lars would have to get off his ass because Lars did okay in
He'd have
Master
to learn.
Puppet, and he did okay to me in Justice for All. So I would go to see those, but I don't want to see any of their new stuff. Nothing from 1991 on. No way.
And it's actually kind of funny because they would put a lot of naysayers to rest if they would just do that. How many big bands out there are going out now and playing their first album in its entirety? And they make a whole mini tour out of it where they're just doing that album or that album. And it's highly been successful.
Yeah.
So
Look,
Metallica, you want to get your balls back? Fucking play Kill 'Em All from start to finish.
Oh boy, people would go nuts over that.
They would. And I'd almost pay to see that.
Like, look at Pantera. Now, Pantera, of course, doesn't have the 2 brothers anymore. However, they're only playing old songs because I don't want them to make new songs, even with.
They don't want to either.
I don't want them to make new ones. Let's just keep those old ones and look at how popular they are. I really want them.
They fucking shut everyone's mouths.
Mm-hmm.
Charlie Benante of Anthrax plays note for note like Vinny did.
Yeah.
Zakk Wylde also is killing it up there. They hired not only the closest people to those brothers, but the 2 guys that could single-handedly do what they do and pull it off well. So, yeah, fuck yeah, I would go see that. I think that's phenomenal. That's what you do. If all the original members of your band can't hack their fucking instruments no more, replace them.
So talking about backing tracks or music that is performed without live musicians actually doing it. So my daughter paid $180 fucking dollars down in Miami to go and see this fucking faker, these fucking fake DJs today. This one named Fisher, and there were a couple of others that opened. Sold out to more than 50,000 people on the beach. $180. All he's doing is holding and twitching and pushing a vinyl record and kind of bopping his head. What the fuck? So, like, my big criticism is just music in general. And, you know, another bone I have to fucking pick with our music teachers in high school, especially in college, who are teaching only either jazz or teaching classical music. They are such fucking snobs. They don't even make original fucking music. They play other people's music all the time, and they
all the time
be respected as the epitome of what a musician should be. Metal is fucking flying the fucking flag. We write our own fucking songs for the most part. There are a few bands that have had other people write songs, but they're more commercial, especially in the underground. Nobody's doing that shit. We almost always play our own stuff, everything. Play everything. We create our own music.
And we don't replicate.
No.
We don't write stuff that sounds like something we did on a previous album or an album before that. So it's like, what the fuck is wrong with these guys? You're going to tell me nobody wants to hear them write something new? I mean, I understand if you ain't been relevant in 20 years, best thing you can do is play your old shit that people loved. I get that.
Yeah.
Question from JD Stories. This is a good one for you, brother. He says, all-time favorite guitar player.
Mine is Dream Theater, John Petrucci. I just When I watch him play and I listen to what he does, and he's such a nice part of it. He's such a nice guy, but he's just an amazing guitarist. I love his clean stuff. I love his tone, his main boogie tone. But there's so many others that I really like. But when I think about like
That's a tough one. Babylon Sun, what's up?
all right.
Woo-hoo.
When I think of guitarists, I like everything about that guy. He's so humble, such a sweet guy, and he plays a 7-string guitar, so it gets really gnarly too. That's why I bought a 7-string guitar. It was because of him, and that I wanted to have a different sound from other black metal artists. None of them are tuning down to D and playing in a lower register. Yeah, love Stevie Ray Vaughan. There's so many I love.
For me, I got to go with the Riffmeister General, Tony fucking Iommi.
Yep.
Just as not even just as a soloist, but as a riff writer, the man he's just a riff machine, and he's well over 70 now and still doing it. Yep. He's not human.
One of my favorite shows that I ever have seen was Black Sabbath, and that was in 2015. Love. Oh,
absolutely. And he's a humble motherfucker himself.
Yeah.
You know, and this is really funny to me. I'm sure there's some wrestling fans out there. I was a wrestling fan myself, loved pro wrestling. So y'all remember a wrestler named Chris Jericho. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because I think this is funny as fuck. He actually got into metal and started a band called Fozzy. I don't know if you're familiar with this hoof beast, but
Fozzy
he's had a metal band for many, many years now, probably almost 20 at that. He is actually defending these other bands that are using backing tracks because he uses it himself.
Already,
you got to be fucking kidding me, man.
He's already part of the fakest profession in existence. So why not?
I mean, I get that. And you know what, JD, I actually agree with you. He does sound pretty good on the record, but live, apparently he can't hack it without a backing track. At that point, you gotta just say, I suck. I just need to go and do something else.
I'm going to bring one up. The worst vocalist I have ever heard live. Stephen Pearcy of Rat.
Oh, and that motherfucker is still out there doing it.
He was awful. He was the worst vocalist I've ever heard. He could not sing at all. Off key, he would not hold notes. Like, he must have been wasted.
And it's also kind of, you know, it's really interesting. Let's just say this for what it is. I don't think there's this. It's just so many of these young bands that are coming out right now that they are solely relying on these backing tracks.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously. And I bet you that Sleep Token couldn't even do what they're doing if they didn't have their backing tracks either.
Just a shame. Now, there's the vast majority of metal bands are not doing this. Whoever came 90%, that's some fucking bullshit. Unless they're trying to nitpick little intros in between songs, like little segues in between. Like, that's fucking bullshit. Metal carries, and fucking auto-tune Babylon Sun.
That motherfucking thing needs to be destroyed.
I fucking hate that. I've always hated that. Metal carries the flag for real creativity, real innovation, taking fucking risks with their fucking music, and just being on the fucking edge. And it is disappointing to hear of some of the bands doing this stuff. I'm not surprised Falling in Reverse does. Their music already has all kinds of fake samples in it anyways.
Exactly. And you know who else is doing it for all you metal industrial lovers? Oh, I just had it in my head. Oh, my damn.
I heard Rammstein.
No, they do not have backing tracks. Those samples are played by their keyboardist who's on stage and has always been. Oh, damn it. Ministry. Ministry right fucking now has a shit ton of backing tracks. A, because Al can't sing worth a shit anymore. And they just don't have anyone competent that they can put on stage for keys. You would be amazed at how many of these fucking bands that you all love out there that are doing this. They're literally cheating you. They think it's efficient because they don't have to pay a live musician. This was something we actually covered in my interview with Erie Vaughn.
Great.
He said Rob Zombie would not let him come down to hear what he was doing for his first solo record because he knew Erie was going to fucking shit talk him because he's not using live musicians. Guys, Rob Zombie did that whole record by himself. He did not have anybody in studio. Drums are sampled. I think the guitar parts were actually laid down. Everything else was done by computer. That's how far back this goes. I bet you what Rob's playing today, he can get away with. He's kind of just doing more rocking and less sampling, unless it's like on the CD. But before that, when he was doing Dracula and all that shit, I mean, that's ridiculous to me.
But we're really taking issue with metal because that's like a no-no. We're the ones who do shit right. It's pop music, fucking rappers who get up there by themselves and they're just playing with some pre-recorded track for everything, and they don't give a fuck because the music, it's really not about the instruments in pop music.
It hasn't been.
It's about a vocalist being pushed to the forefront with a drum beat done by a fourth grader.
I mean, Maroon 5 people could not exist on stage, even though they have live musicians. They have backing tracks too. Probably wouldn't know that, but they do. All those fucking pop bands. Kid Rock doesn't anymore, but in his early goings, he had backing tracks all the fucking time. So this is nothing new, guys. And I have to say this as well, even though I love them to death. Fear Factory also uses backing tracks, but it's for their key parts. Their key parts, they're not so dominant in their music that it takes over. We're talking about bands literally can't do what they do without these things. Kill Switch Engage has backing tracks, and I love those guys. Does it really need to be there? No, we just want to hear them fucking rock.
A lot of times it's for a backing vocalist in their case. Yeah, it's Dream Theater has been accused of it as well, because James LaBrie, I just saw them live in 2017, and they did not use them when I saw them because James' voice was a bit strained and it wasn't as strong. But what I'm hearing back for Dream Theater a little bit.
Guess what, Kayla? I hate to put a damper on that for you. Black Veil Brides most definitely uses backing tracks. There's a laundry list of bands. For that one dude to go and say 90% of today's bands are doing it, it's fucking true. And you can tell. You can totally tell. You can tell by how many musicians are on the stage. These like 80s and 70s rockers, they didn't need them then. Why the fuck do they need them now? That's a great point, JD. He says, I'm curious if AC/DC, if they sound as good live as they still do on the tracks. And as a matter of fact, guess what? They do. They don't use shit.
Yep.
Honestly, I think if you as a musician, you've been in this staple fucking band for however many fucking years, never had to use it before, if you get to the point where you have to, it's time to hang it up.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants to see you come out like that.
I didn't want to see Mick Mars leave Motley Crue, but that stupid fucking hat that he wore, that fucking kind of top hat, that oversized top hat, was so fucking stupid. I hate it. Good God.
He's okay. To his credit, he's not the best looking guy.
No, he's not.
And he's really fucking old now too, which means he's got the turkey gobbler and everything else going on. He's the only one in the band that never fucking like got his face stretched back. Vince Neil. So I think he wore that to take the focus off of the fact that he's the only guy in the band that was never considered a sex symbol.
That's true.
And the fact that I don't even know, I guess he just really loves playing guitar, because him knowing that the other three guys in the band were using backing tracks to play for them, how could he stand for that? I wonder if Vince, Nicky, and Tommy were like, you ain't going to say nothing, right? We're going to take all your money if you do. It's here we go. Babylon Sun says, my cousin used to open for the Eagles, and all the backing tracks came from a MacBook. The fucking Eagles? I think you just ruined it for me. I couldn't imagine them having to use backing tracks for Witchy Woman. Don't even tell me for Hotel California.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what part of that song.
The backing vocals.
Yeah.
Babylon Sunset, all the backing vocals. Okay.
I
was going to be like.
That's where
that would suck. The harmonies.
Yes. Or some rock bands will have African American women up singing and doing backing vocals, and
that's okay.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah. I don't care about that. That's
add the musicians you need to, as long as it's legit.
Yeah. It's like a secondary aspect of the song, but it helps out.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely helps to fill out the sound. And like I said, if you're able to get them and you can achieve that with that, then fine. But if it's pre-recorded, fuck, man. I mean, with Ozzy, there's no way that they would hire extra people. I mean, look at King fucking Diamond. His wife sings backups with him to fill out the sound. Totally fine.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't bitch out. These other guys, it's like, all right, just because there's big nostalgia and everybody thinks they got to get their piece of the pie, because everyone dumb forgot about your ass unless they're doing some kind of a documentary or some shit. If you can't go out and fucking rock, don't do it.
It isn't the underlying problem for all of this the fact that there is a much less focus of people, young people who actually can play an instrument. They want to computer program stuff and then act twisting little knobs, or the lazy nipple twisting, these types of things to get things going for them. But like it's like, and they don't even care. My daughter does not care at all that they're not watching somebody actually playing talent and playing something before them and making little bits of mistakes. I like it when a band doesn't sound just like the fucking album. I like it when I go see bands and it's off a little bit for whatever reason. I don't mind at all. But isn't that the underlying problem, is the way music has been heading for years and years and years, to where it's so electronic and so superficial.
Yeah, I mean, as technology rages on, it's literally given talent to the talentless.
Yes.
It's really good to see, especially 2023 in the underground. It is so prevalent that there are so many youngins that are coming up, whether it's doom or sludge or death metal or black metal. They are literally playing their instruments. They're not trying to find a cheap way out, because the people they idolize, the music that touched them and gave them this feeling of, hey, this is what I want to do. I need to learn my motherfucking instrument. And they're doing it.
Yeah.
But the mainstream is just hammered. In a lot of ways, the R&B portion of popular music, they have live musicians. You don't see a Taylor Swift-esque person on stage with no one else, because let's face it, when Taylor Swift comes out to do her shit, she's all by herself with a big screen and nobody else. That's not talent. And she's a good singer. Oh, and don't even get me started on some of these other ones. Trying to remember her name. She's known as being responsible for depression, creepy music.
Billie Eilish?
That's the one, Billie Eilish. That's correct.
Oh, she drives me fucking nuts. My daughter liked her about a year ago, and she'd want me.
The girl is literally whispering in certain places of her songs. She's talking the verses.
Yes, well, it's like a dentist shot her tongue with Novocaine, because she's not enunciating things. It's like everything.
Well, dude, she's fucking 420 blazing. Nothing against those of you that do that, but she's fucking high all the time. So of course she's not going to make any sense.
Yeah, she's a no talent as well.
That's why, like I said, that random ass person out there, there's nothing wrong with having dreams, people. There's literally nothing wrong with that. And for the rap guys, there's no way that they're going to get the same effect. Although they have used live drummers before, like the guy from Blink 182. They have him come in and actually sit in, because he can play this. There's so many damn drummers that can play the same grooves that they're getting on an 808 and a drum machine. Thing is, though, two different sounds. One, you can make sound larger than fucking life with super, super, super deep Travis Barker. That's correct. And then there's the live drummer that you're not going to get that effect from unless you literally throw it on it in the mix. Mm-hmm. But I would rather see them do that. That's one thing I can say about Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne is the only rapper that I have ever seen that uses a live full band on stage. He don't come out by himself.
But his music, like, it's not.
Well, you don't have to like it. I'm just saying I respect the fact that at least he has live musicians come out.
Cypress Hill did.
Right.
Who did Midnight Marauders and the Low End Theory? Fucking rappers from the early '90s.
Mm-hmm.
Tribe Called Quest. Live.
Yeah.
Beastie Boys live drummer.
Yeah. So, I mean, there are some exceptions to what we're saying, guys. We're not saying everybody does this, but it's a little bit of a hard pill to swallow when guitar rock is what a lot of people call, or guitar bands that are faking it when they don't need to. If you can't play your fucking instrument, stop it.
Yeah.
Just stop. Your time is over. Well, that's fine. John says KMK has a live drummer. I'm not sure who that is, though. I'm assuming it's a pop artist.
Cottonmouth Kings.
Oh, gotcha. All right, well that's fine. They get a teeny golf clap of doom there, a teeny one. But man, legends like, I hate to even call them that, but Kiss, Motley Pooh, all the shit bands from the 80s that, you know, obviously people still want to see them, but you're cheating your fans of the experience of a live band at that point. So I say, stop it. Lemmy never needed a backing track.
Like the way I feel about all this, if I know the band uses it, and if they're using it for a significant amount, like, I just don't want to see them. Like,
No, I wouldn't want to pay for that. I would not.
I've probably already seen them when they were a lot better 20 or 30 years before, because I've seen most bands.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't get super fired up. It's because almost all music uses this, especially pop. Like, it's so superficial, and it's
very much so.
It's not why I go to underground metal shows. I want to see human beings playing instruments together, cooperating and producing a unique sound, and I love it.
Absolutely. And if I see a band that's the sound guy's having a hellacious time trying to figure out how to get their laptop to come through, I walk away. No thanks. Because there are some in there that they use that, and I understand all that, but man, no.
I want to do a show sometime soon about some of the biggest up and coming metal artists.
Absolutely.
Who are kind of new, like most people don't know. And there's two bands I want to throw out right now that have released albums. One released the album, I think it was something like January 11th, and that is Ahab.
Oh, yeah.
Funeral doom band who now does a lot of clean vocals, but they are fucking artists. And the other one is a black metal band, American black metal band. I think they're out of somewhere in Michigan, and they're called Fantafaxit. And they just released an album on June 23rd. Fucking pioneering artists. I love black metal, but I'm tired of new black metal bands because so many of them sound the same. Fantafaxit is really, really different.
Oh, yeah. So I think what we'll do for next time, for next Monday on another edition of Tracks of the Damned, I'll pick 5, you pick 5, and we will introduce everybody here at Black Flame Entertainment to some artists that you need to know about.
That
probably haven't heard of them.
barely new and upcoming, like Ahab put albums out, I think 2007 or 2.
Right.
But who's really heard of Ahab? They're Funeral Doom. Like, not too many people have heard of them. They're really fucking good. Every fucking album is outstanding.
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's do that.
I thank y'all for joining us on this pre-July 4th. I know most people have been partying literally all weekend long, and that's fine. But you know, as you could probably hear during the broadcast, our neighbors are going ham on some TNT, which has made me fucking stutter a couple of times because I'm like, am I doing a show in the middle of World War II? But no. But we thank you all for tuning in for this one. And comment section, thank you all so much. We love it when you give us your opinions and stuff, especially on a topic like this, because I mean, it's like, God damn it. You think they are amazing musicians to find out that half of the band is not actually doing what you think they're doing. So we will see you next Monday, as that'll be our new day for the show. And it'll be at 8 o'clock next time. Tonight was a little different, but for sure we will be doing it at 8 o'clock CST next Monday. So as you're heading off into your pre-festivities and you happen to throw that Kiss record on, and you're like, holy shit, these guys can't fucking play this shit on their own. Stay heavy.
All residents, go in and stay in your houses. Drive the rats in the tank area.